Hello and welcome to our Science and Space channel. Earthquakes are one of Earth's most destructive natural disasters, and it is often difficult to predict where and when they will strike. As we all know, the west coast of the United States, especially California, is known for a great earthquake risk. However, in the middle of the country lies another seismic zone that is often overlooked and perhaps poses an even greater threat: the new Madrid Seismic Zone. This zone opens the door to potential disasters in the future. Today, we will explore this mysterious seismic zone and delve deeper into its history, potential dangers, and possible consequences. What happens if there is a major earthquake in New Madrid? We'll find the answer to this question together. Before we get to the video, don't forget to subscribe and like our video. This is the best way to support our channel. If you're ready, let's take a deep dive and take a look at the unknowns of the New Madrid Seismic Zone. The New Madrid Seismic Zone is often overshadowed by more well-known seismic zones like California, the Pacific Northwest, and Alaska. But this region, which covers states like Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, and Kentucky, is considered one of the most dangerous seismic zones in the United States. Despite its location in the heart of America, few people are aware of the danger. The origins of the New Madrid Seismic Zone date back to about 750 million years ago, when a supercontinent called Rodinia broke apart. A rift valley formed during this process, which acquired its present fragile structure as a result of the continent's failure to completely separate. This ancient rift was hidden deep in the earth for millions of years, but it created a zone of weakness that triggered seismic activity. Today, this ancient rift is buried beneath the Mississippi River, which has shaped the geology and landforms of the region. The Mississippi River is known as America's lifeblood, and the area around it is vital for agriculture and trade. However, an earthquake in the New Madrid Seismic Zone could dramatically transform this region. The New Madrid Seismic Zone lies on a vast alluvial plain along the Mississippi River. This plain is known for its fertile soils and intensive agricultural activity. However, east of the river lie the Appalachian Mountains and west the Ozark Plateau. These elevations are rugged pieces of terrain that disrupt the generally flat nature of the region. Seismic activity in the region is characterized by events commonly referred to as inner plate earthquakes. This means that earthquakes occur in the interior of the plate, rather than along plate boundaries. And this is an interesting feature that distinguishes the New Madrid Seismic Zone from other seismic zones. What makes the region even more interesting is the complex network of faults beneath the surface. These faults are hidden deep underground and are extremely difficult to map and understand. To better understand the destructive potential of the New Madrid Seismic Zone, we need to look back to the great earthquakes of 1811-1812. During this period, a series of powerful earthquakes struck the region, affecting a large area with magnitudes ranging from 7.0 to 7.5. These earthquakes were the most widely felt seismic events in the history of the United States. The town of New Madrid, Missouri, near the epicenter of the earthquakes, was devastated. According to accounts of those who lived through the period, ground waves visibly moved across the Earth's surface, rivers flowed in reverse, and huge fissures opened in the Earth's surface. The earthquakes were so violent that many buildings were leveled, chimneys toppled, and even new lakes formed. The bed of the Mississippi River shifted and the geography of the region was permanently altered. Even today, traces of these earthquakes can be seen in the New Madrid Seismic Zone. In the years since these major earthquakes, scientists have closely studied the New Madrid Seismic Zone. This research has revealed that major earthquakes occur in the region about once every 500 years. The fact that no major earthquakes have occurred during this time does not mean that the region is seismically quiet. On the contrary, it could be a sign that the next big earthquake is just around the corner. In a 1991 report, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, predicted the devastating effects of a magnitude 7.6 earthquake in the New Madrid Seismic Zone. According to this report, such an earthquake could directly affect approximately 2.1 million people, cause billions of dollars in damage, and dramatically change life in the region. A major earthquake in the New Madrid Seismic Zone could affect not only this region, but also a large area around it. In particular, large cities such as St. Louis, Missouri, Nashville, Tennessee, and Evansville, Indiana could be severely affected by such an earthquake. Many of the buildings and infrastructure in these cities are not designed to withstand a critical roads, such as Interstate 55, could be rendered unusable after a major earthquake. The Mississippi River is particularly important for trade and transportation, so any disruption to it could cause serious logistical problems. Depending on the severity of the earthquake, it is even possible that the flow of the river could be reversed, a phenomenon also seen in the 1800s. A blocked river could hamper emergency response efforts and lead to serious disruptions in the supply of food, water, and medical supplies. The Mississippi River carries more than 500 million tons of import, export, and domestic trade cargo each year. The closure of this trade route could economically impact not only the region, but the entire country. According to FEMA's projections, in such an earthquake, 10% of buildings in the region could be completely destroyed, and 30% could suffer severe structural damage. Such destruction would mean a long-term rebuilding process for communities in the region. An interesting point about this seismic zone is that most people in the region have no expectation that a major earthquake will occur. However, even areas with no history of seismic activity, such as Oklahoma, have experienced unexpected earthquakes in recent years. In particular, human activities such as deep well injection can trigger such earthquakes. Such earthquakes in Oklahoma have occurred in swarms of hundreds of small and medium-sized earthquakes, illustrating the complex relationship between human activity and the forces of nature. A major earthquake in the new Madrid Seismic Zone seems inevitable and could cause great hardship for people in the region. However, there is still debate among scientists about when such an earthquake will occur. Therefore, it is the responsibility of all of us to be prepared for such a disaster and take the necessary precautions. What do you think about this? What are the consequences of a major earthquake in the new Madrid Seismic Zone? What precautions should people in this region take? Share your thoughts and questions with us in the comments. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.